Hello everyone, myself Shruti. I'm from Vizag. So let's come to today's task. So today's task is about forms. So this is the part 1. So in forms, today we discussed about label, input, and in input there are some types like input type text, input type text box, check box, and select, like that. So submit and buttons, like that. So we discussed for some of the labels and some in input box. So let me show you my project. This is my project. So here, so let me tell you first what is HTML forms. So HTML forms is basically used to collect the user inputs. So it will collect the user inputs, and the user inputs is most oftenly is used to send to the server. It will send to server and give us the data we want. Like you can see, to log in into a Google account, first it asked us some data like our name, to create one Gmail, our password, our first name, our last name, our some address, date of birth, our state, like that. So all of that data we entered, it is in a form where, so that those are forms which takes user data. To collect user data we use forms. In those forms we write our data. It will go to the server and it will check whether it is correct or not. If it is correct, it will it will revert back us what we want. Like it will create it for Google. We give our data, it will go to server. It will check everything that it is correct or not. If it is correct, then it will return back us a Google account so that we can use Chrome. Like that, I created a form. So here is some little form. You can see this first name is label. So label element is nothing but it is used, it is defines to label for many label elements. Like it define, this tag defines to label many form elements. So if we write this first name as a label in a label tag, and this is a input tag. The input tag, this is which, this is check, sorry, text field type. You can see here text field. We can write some text like this. You can say like this. This is text field type. So to connect this label and input, we use id and for. So that you can see, if I click on last name, the it hovers here. If I click on date of birth, it will hover here. It will, if I click on address, it will hover here, like that. To connect, like this first name, whatever I write in this text box, it is belong to first name label. Whatever I write in this text box, it will it will connect it to last name. It will attach to last name. So like that, to connect or connect to one label and that input type text box, any input type. Here I took a text box. So input type and label, we use id and for, so that this input, given input, is for this label or for this thing, like that. So this is text box. So there are different, as I said, there are different types of text box, different types of inputs. So here I took, this is a text box. This last name is text box. This date of birth is also text box. Here you can see this is a drop down select button. So in a drop down select button, I wrote some state, so that we can here, while clicking, I can click whatever state I want to select. You can see I selected here Tamil Nadu. Directly it entered here Tamil Nadu. So no need to write. No, here I can select water. So here you can see, again I categorized this drop down in two parts, like South Indian states, North Indian states. So this drop down is categorized into two using opt opt labels. Like I will show you in my um, this. You can see here forms in my code. So here you can see using opt group. It means options. I gave options. What Andhra Pradesh in a drop down select. So I gave options, so many options. But I want options to also be categorized in two groups. Like one is South Indian states, one is North India states. For groupized options, I used opt group. Here opt group will all of these options inside the opt group tag. It will refer as South Indian states. Like that, you can see here in task, this is South Indian states and this is North Indian states. Two different opt groups. In that opt groups, all of the options I gave, like that. So also like that, here I only select, hmm, it in this drop down. In here text box I only write, I can't select. But I want both. I want to select as well as I want to write in the same input. So here we use data list. Here data list. So data list, you can see favorite color. I can write anything. You can see here I can write as a text box. Also I can select. Here I gave some drop downs so that, let me remove this. Here is a drop down so that I can select. Here see, I select red, it appeared red. I select, sorry, I select green, it will yellow, I it will. So the combination of text box and this drop down is nothing but a data list, so that I can write as well as I can select, like that. Another is address. For address I used text area. So you can see in text box there is some limited area to write, like this. You can see how much space you see, that much only you can write. You can't write more than that. But uh, uh, generally addresses are very long. We need more text area. So here the input type I used is text area. So you can see here whatever I write, it it will take. It is not some, it has, it doesn't have some definite width or some definite area. You can see I can write how much I want, so like that. So these are the labels and these are the inputs in some types, different types, text area and all. There are also so many input types, some checkbox, radio buttons and all. We'll discuss in next part of our task. So here you can see one more thing. I here is two types of data in this form. One is personal details, one is qualification. Here 10th marks, intermediate marks and all. So to categorize this, both of this, I want to separate both of this. So for separating, the simple way is here I used, you can see here I used field set. So if I use a field set tag and inside that if I write whatever data I want, like if I write all of the form related things, I create a form inside a field set, it will set it take as one container and inside that form. So you can see here just using form field just using here the field set I created like this. This is personal details, one different form. Qualification details, one different form. You can see this border here, the name. You can also change this name. I wrote this in left. We can also write in right or in middle, like that. We can also adjust font size, background color, everything. Just it will segregate the forms in two different categories using field set. So that is all about today's task. And one more thing is that this is a submit button. While clicking writing whatever we want to enter, we can enter and submit here. So it will take to the database. So now we created only the front end part. So this, it will not take anything. And another is like submit in buttons also. There are three types of button. One is submit button, type submit, and other is type button. Another type is reset. So generally we are most oftenly use sub button, type button only, because if we use type submit, while clicking on the submit button, it will refresh and all the data we write here, it will be disappear. So if I want to calculate all of these marks and enter it the last, if it will disappear, I can't calculate or sum up, no. So that's why we can't use submit, because the data will disappear it will not go to, and like reset also, the data will disappear. So we use the type button so that while clicking, it will take data to the database, and all it also, the data will remain. We can see here it will not disappear if it will not refresh the page. So that's all about today's class. Thank you.